The Arizona sun beat down on the McGraw Ranch, where two brothers, Ethan and Jacob, worked the land they had inherited from their father. The world was changing fast. Railroads, soldiers, and settlers. But the brothers lived simply far from the noise. One scorching afternoon, gunfire echoed from a distant canyon. Without hesitation, the brothers mounted their horses and rode toward the sound. Smoke curled up against the blood-red sky. What they found froze their hearts. An Apache camp burned to ashes, bodies still smoldering. Among the ruins, a young girl crawled weakly, clutching her arm. Ethan jumped from his horse, lifted her gently and said, "You're safe now." She didn't speak, only stared with dark, frightened eyes. Her name, they later learned, was Naya. They brought her home, cleaned her wounds, and shared their bread. Days passed before she spoke. Slowly she learned English. She helped with the cattle, laughed at their jokes, and called them brothers. But danger always found its way back. One night, soldiers rode through the valley, searching for escaped hostiles. The brothers hid Naya in the cellar and lied to the officers. When the soldiers left, Naya looked at them through tears. Why you help me?" she asked softly. Ethan smiled. "Because it's right." For a while, peace returned. The desert wind carried laughter again. But one dawn, Naya was gone, vanished into the wilderness without a word. The brothers searched for days, then weeks, but she was never found. Still, they never forgot the fire in her eyes, the spark of a spirit not meant to be tamed. 10 years passed. The McGraw brothers had grown older, their ranch quiet and lonely. The land had changed, towns had risen, soldiers ruled the borders, and peace was just a word. Then one evening, as the sun sank low, the ground began to tremble. From the horizon, dust clouds rolled in. Hundreds of riders approached, an army. Jacob loaded his rifle. "Looks like trouble." But as the riders drew near, their leader rode ahead. A tall woman with flowing black hair and sharp eyes that seemed to burn through the twilight. Ethan froze. "It can't be." She dismounted, smiling faintly. "It's been a long time, brothers." It was Naya, the girl they had saved, now a fierce Apache leader. Her warriors waited behind her, silent and proud. "I came to warn you," she said. "The army will be here tomorrow. They will burn everything, yours and ours." Ethan and Jacob looked at each other. "Then we stand together," Jacob said. That night they fortified the ranch, ranchers and warriors side by side. When dawn came, the army arrived. The ground shook with thunder, but the alliance held strong. Naya led her warriors like a storm. The brothers fought with courage born of loyalty. By sunset, the soldiers retreated. The land was scarred, but still alive. Naya stood beside them, eyes shining. "You once saved a girl. Today, that girl saved you." She rode away as the sun dipped below the desert hills, leaving behind only dust and legend. Weeks passed after the great battle. The land lay quiet, scarred by smoke and silence. Ethan and Jacob worked day and night to rebuild what the fire had taken. But something in them had changed. They were no longer just ranchers. They had fought beside warriors, seen death and honor ride together, and watched the past come alive before their eyes. One evening, as the brothers repaired the barn fence, a rider appeared on the horizon. The sun caught the glint of silver at her saddle. It was Naya. She looked weary but strong, a leader bearing the weight of a people's hope. "You came back," Ethan said, surprise softening his voice. Naya dismounted, her eyes sweeping across the ranch. "The army has signed a truce," she said quietly. "For now there will be peace. But peace is fragile, like glass in a storm." Jacob nodded. "You fought hard for it. You've become something your people can believe in." Naya smiled faintly. "And you two became more than brothers to me. You were my first family." They shared a moment of silence, three souls bound by fate rather than blood. The desert wind whispered through the grass, carrying echoes of the past. That night they sat by the fire one last time. Ethan handed Naya a silver locket. Inside was a small picture of the three of them, taken years ago by a traveling photographer. "A reminder," he said, "that even in darkness, there's light worth fighting for." Naya closed the locket and said softly, "I'll carry it. Always." At dawn she mounted her horse. Her warriors waited beyond the ridge, ready to ride east to their new lands. She looked back once, her figure framed by the rising sun. "Goodbye, my brothers," she called. "If the world turns against you, follow the wind. It will carry my name." And then she was gone, a shadow melting into the morning light. Ethan watched her fade into the horizon and whispered, "The world won't forget her." Jacob nodded. "No, legends never die, they just ride on." The brothers turned back toward the ranch, the wind brushing their faces gently, as if carrying her spirit with it. The land was still, but alive again, healed by courage, bound by friendship, and blessed by a promise that would outlive them all.